if you have a mentor in your life, you should consider yourself very lucky and appreciate every advice, learning from somebody who has experience and who's been through the hardship and difficulties, and who has experience that they can teach you from their mistakes, from everything they went through. You should appreciate that and take the advice, because in my case, I don't have a good mentor, and I had to learn everything from the beginning, from scratch, and I made several mistakes, and some of it was my luck and my perseverance and my tenacity, but most of it, there is no way that you won't make a mistake because you're a human. It could be financial mistake, it could be deciding on doing making decision on things, and a lot of people, they fail so many tries. Even scientists, even engineer, even people who are in business and they're very educated, they still make mistakes, because um, you can predict what's going to happen, but there is a lot of instances things happen, the economy change, and things change, evolve constantly. So in my case, when there was back in 2008, when the housing crashed and all that, I was so intentional on getting something, a small apartment condo, just to have a place to live. But I had a friend who helped me to get to Florida and get the place, find a place that's affordable. And but what happened is, I never thought about, they had houses that were cheap as well, but I always thought that's bigger responsibility. But I never weighed to see which would benefit me in the long term, which I made a mistake and went for a condo, because everything is taken care of, because you pay the HOA fee and you're set. But in the long run, with all the strict rules and all the things that they tell you, you can do this, but you can't do this, and they give you a fine if you don't follow their rules, and management changes, and people change the rules, and so many things you can do if you had your own place without an HOA. So back at that time, there was a broken down fixer-upper house. It was a 2 bedroom and 1 bath. And I thought, who's gonna fix the roof? I'm not a handyman, and I gotta hire somebody. It's expensive. But I never knew from experience. This is my first time I'm doing this. I never knew if in long run, if I had taken time and moved in there, and uh, it was you can live in it. It wasn't pleasant, but at the same time, if I had taken time to have a roommate that had no HOA, I could made my own rules and everything else. I could even do Airbnb, but I never thought of that because I don't have the experience. And my friend never lived in a condo, and he told me they're strict, and they give you a hassle, because they hassled me about a bicycle. But it's a different story. Yeah, it took me a while to prove to them that I need to have a bicycle just to go for short trips to the stores and whatever. But yeah, a lot of things, they don't allow mopeds, they don't allow motorcycles. When I first moved to Florida, I didn't want to buy a car to start, because I was new here. I didn't want to go through that. Because I never drove when I was in the big city, so that was something new. But anyway, if you have a mentor that's giving you advice about if you're trying to start a new business, trying to something new, and they've been through it, or they know somebody how to avoid all the mistakes, and all the hassle, all the, it affects your health, financially, your time, all those things affects you. Like if it did affect my health, I have more cramps, like stomach cramps and acid reflux and anxiety and what's gonna happen, because it's like it's not certain. Especially now with the economy, everything got so expensive. I have no idea how I'm gonna manage to what to do next. I'm doing things I'm learning as I'm going along here, and so you can avoid, the stress, the health. You're compromising your health, and also the time that you're spending. Like you buy a place or you move into a place, you're hoping, you're expecting things to be fair, but things are not fair, so you can't keep up with the payments or anything like that. So, and the other thing, it costs you money every time you make a mistake. Sometimes you get lucky. One time it was good when it was like during the pandemic, the prices went up. So that was beneficial for me because I wanted to move out from this place because the management was horrible and wasn't taking care of the tenants were renting in a condo, and the owner was living out of state. So when you complain, they tell me they didn't get back to me, and ongoing problems. So yeah, so it will cost you, if you don't take advice from an experienced mentor, it will cost you time, your health, um, and a lot of financial. You might go into debts. So yeah, that is very you know very bad, and you try to avoid that. So if you have a mentor or anybody who's trying to give you good advice and trying to uh, show you the steps how to, either start a business or buy a place or anything like that, you shouldn't say, oh, I'm gonna do it my way. I learned from it. But eventually, as time goes by, you know that you wasted so much time, so much effort, and you should have listened to somebody who would guide you step by step. And yeah, I'm trying to, give you from my experience some advice, if that works for you. But from my perspective, if I had somebody, let's say a relative or a friend that had experienced what I'm going through right now, I wish I had somebody like that, but I didn't. So I'm giving you the advice. If you're interested in learning the mistakes that I went through, I would advise anybody who has a mentor to, you know, to at least consider it and take the pros and cons of the situation, and you will see if the mentor has been through that or knows somebody who has been through those events that you're trying to perceive in the future. It's either a business or moving to a place or something new that you want to start. If they know how to guide you, I would take their advice, and if it doesn't work out, you can go with yours. Yeah, so I hope this information was helpful to you, and you can leave me a comment in the comment section below. And this is what I have for you today. Please put a like and subscribe to my channel, and I see you in my next video. Thanks for watching.